So I've been doing junk removal for the last 19 years. And I can remember the hard work that you put into driving from location to location to pick up junk and customers unwanting goods and then paying us to do it. And building that junk removal service into probably the largest independently owned junk removal service in the DFW area, Junk Guys. Having that, waking up in the morning at 8 a.m. and getting home at 8 p.m. and what pushed me to get there, and then owning a haunted house for the last 6 years, and how I got there. Hey guys, my name is Ricardo. I'm the owner of Junk Guys Junk Removal Service and the owner of the Junkyard Haunted House in Dallas and in Fort Worth. You know, there's been a lot of grief, a lot of heartache, a lot of hard work, and a lot of inspiration to get to this point. Motivation. When I owned my junk removal service, we used to have a home haunt at my mother's house. We did it for like 8 years straight, and she did not like it at all. My whole family would jump in. My sister Emily, my brother Edward, my other brother David, my little brother Alex. We would all scare people in the neighbor's house, in the neighborhood. The cops would even come. They would show up and try to shut us down, and they would go out there and be out there stopping the traffic. We would stop traffic. It was a home haunt. It was big. We didn't have fog machines. We didn't have special effects. We had scares. We would scare the heck out of everybody. I used to love it. And then my mom built another house, and we couldn't have it at that house anymore. She moved on to something bigger and better. I hired one of my friends. I remember hiring one of my friends, right? Later on. Not being able to do the haunt at home was so disappointing. And my friend said to me, hey, he had just lost his job. His name was George, and George said to me, he goes, hey, let's take all the junk you have, let's build a haunted house. And after hesitation, he convinced me. I said, let's do it. We would set up arm walls in this 2,500 square feet barn. We would set up these arm walls, and we'd set up refrigerators to make hallways, and we did it. We made $450 the first year. Did it again the next year, made $17,000. And then the third year, I told him, hey, dude, let's do it again. I'm gonna invest $10,000. We're gonna do it for the whole month. We're gonna make some money, I told him. And he said, Ricardo, I can't. Why not? He was sick. He ended up getting cancer. Wow, what a surprise to me. That was the first time that I knew, and I said to myself, you know what, dude, just concentrate on your junk removal service. Don't do this. Don't do this haunted house side business. Don't do this side business. And I thought of quitting. I really did. I remember thinking of quitting. I don't want to do this. And I told my sister about it, Maribel, and she said, let's do it. She was all in. I was like, okay. And that's when I decided, let's do year 3. Me and my sister put our hard work. We built the haunt bigger. We ran it for every weekend in October for the first time. And we made a little over $140,000 that year. I took home at least 70. I remember I just thought I was rich at that point. And after that season, I thought to myself, man, George would have loved this, man. With all that, with the loss of him, it was hard, man. But it continued because that same year, later that year, I lost my older son, Zachary. He ended up passing away. And I didn't want to quit. I wanted to work harder, to deal with the grief, to deal with the pain. I just wanted to work, and that's all I wanted to do. My landlord moved me to another spot with a great corner location in Dallas. And he moved me, he said, Ricardo, just go over here, it's a better. And I said, all right, it was smaller, and I said, I'm gonna still do my haunt. I said, I don't care what you do, brother. Me and my sister, in order for us to grow the business, we hired my younger brother David, who was at the time 40, 45 or something like that. He came to work with us. Then I hired my younger sister, Emily. She was like 39. She came to work with me. And then I had my older sister, who's 55, I think. And she came to work with me. And now Emily is social media. She is an accountant, and she's a coordinator of the haunt. David is the manager, general manager, builder, and coordinator of the haunt. And then my sister Maribel, she's set designer of both haunts. She's incredible. And they came and joined. And I could remember again the hard work that I put into the haunt. I didn't want to go home. And I knew I was hard on my wife. I knew it was hard on her. But I was going through so much pain that I would fight it with hard work, right? I would just hard work. I said, if I just put this, I remember leaving like at 5 o'clock in the morning and going to work at the haunted house, thinking of my son. He would have loved the haunt, by the way. Loved it. But I put in the hard work. I cut expenses in the haunt. That home haunt was no more. It was a 25,000 square foot facility in Fort Worth that we opened up 2 years ago. The 11,000 square foot facility we have in Dallas, the Junkyard Haunted House, that was a spectacular 3-hour wait this past year. It's been running now for 6 years. And now this year we're opening another haunt, a zombie apocalypse. We haven't even given it a name, put it that way. It's going to be awesome. You know, having my family work with me has inspired me to work harder, to see the success of the haunt. To be successful, to lead these guys. And I tell my family all the time, we run this running joke. I said, follow me. I'm gonna take you to the promised land. I'll take you there. Just follow me. You don't gotta listen to me. Just follow me and pay attention. And I do a lot of unorthodox things, a lot. And I teach them about expenses. I'm always talking to my sister Emily. She loves it too. She's like, yeah, let's not do that. We don't take credit card. We don't do online ticketing. We just don't. 90% of our sales is cash. We don't take, we don't do credit cards, man. We don't use animatronics. We pay all our employees $100 a night. We do things that are different. We don't use volunteers. If you want to get quality actors, you pay them. And you pay them what they deserve. That's what we do. You come in and work, and you work your ass off, and you'll get paid. And that's how we built this business. 6 years later, my brother, who was a school teacher, who loves working in the haunt, my sister, who's a visionary of the future of social media for us, she thinks straight like an arrow, and she wants to do everything right. My other sister, Maribel, who brings her daughter. My sister, Emily, brings her husband and her son. And we all have this vision of growing this business into a family business, but making it bigger than it will ever be. And we didn't do anything special. We just worked our asses off. But I do remember when me and George, 6 years ago, were working. And we were putting up that first armoire. And we're going, do you think it'll work? I don't know. Do you think anybody will stop? I have no idea. Charging $5 a head. Me, George, Madison, my son, Zachary, my son, and Ashton, my son, scaring people. And George's daughter. If we can turn that into a success story, you can make it a success story. Don't give up on your dreams. Hard work pays off because it's a saying people say because it works. Make your family business. Do the things right, and you'll be successful in this business. And don't waste money on crazy things. Take your family to the promised land.